Hey guys, so this is going to be a first on the vlogs ever. Obviously, this is going to be a one take because this is our one take Sunday. But I'm going to attempt to do a question and answer on a one take. This is going to be interesting, so hopefully I can do this. All right, so let's just start off the thing. First one is from Chrissy Lee. What is the dumbest thing that I've ever done to be injured? So here, I'll try to do this really fast. I was a kid. I was really into BMX and biking. And I thought it'd be really cool to make this like everyone does, this homemade ramp to where you can ramp up and clear whatever you want to do because you're a cool kid. So I decided to make this thing where looking at it now, I'd be like, what are you even thinking about? So I got this ramp and I wanted to not just do it, I wanted to jump over a ditch. Now, mind you, the ditch wasn't like a U, it was like this and then went long. So it was like a flat thing. So I got over it, but the thing is I got on the angle. And so here's the bike. My legs went like this and I just fell on my face and it hurt a lot. So that was probably one of the dumbest ones. And, oh, okay. And the one time I tried to jump a fence too to get a drone and land on my face on concrete. That was a good one too. And that was on camera. All right, Kimberly Thompson, if you could only listen to one band for the rest of your life, what would it be? I probably would have to say, there's a bunch of bands. Anything, Foo Fighters probably, Strung Out, there's a ton. AFI, I mean, honestly, it's hard because as you get older, your taste changed a little bit. Like a lot of the skate punk I used to listen to, I feel like it sounds like crap, like that South Park episode. All right. Andy says, would you rather stub your toe every morning or fart every time you sneeze? Of course I'd want to fart every time I sneeze because it doesn't affect me. It's just going to affect everyone else. And I think that's funny because farts are funny. I don't care what anyone says. Nicole says, if you could only have dinner with or drinks with any three celebrities that are alive, who would they be and why? John Lennon. That's the top. Okay, so alive, Tom Hanks, Johnny Depp, and probably Dave Grohl. That's what I'll probably say. Maybe John Lennon in there as well. That'd be pretty cool, but I'd feel super intimidated. All right. Melissa asked if you could play for any other band, who would it be? Alternatively, if We the Kings could open up for another band or vice versa, what would it be? Foo Fighters. Let's say Foo Fighters. I've already gotten the open up for, Taking Back Sunday. If I was in any other band, I don't know. I love We the Kings, so I just say We the Kings. Kelly Gibson asks, was your mom ever strict or overprotective? I don't think she was either. She's not really strict. I think my mom's got a pretty crazy sense of humor, so is my dad. But I think that she was more overprotective and stricter with my sister because maybe she was the youngest and a sister, a girl. Boys, you can just let boys do whatever. But a little bit. If you didn't have to sleep, what would you do with the extra time? Well, guess what? I don't sleep. I edit the videos, I film the videos with Allie, then I go on Twitch, and then I watch like The Office or South Park until like 3 or 4 in the morning because I can never sleep. It's bad, and I can't shake it. But the only time I do sleep really well is on tour, which is kind of funny. Queen Morgan, if you had to eat one food every day for the rest of your life, what would it be? Pretty sure that's obvious. Pizza. Elizabeth Parks, what fictional place would you like to go to most? Is that kind of like Fern Gully? Like something like that? That'd be pretty sweet. Is it Fern Gully? Or is that just a movie? That would be pretty cool. Okay. Ontario Emperson, what happens if you ever lose your streak? I'm assuming not the red streak. Or would I give up, start a new one? It's kind of it's kind of it's kind of something that's inevitable. There it is. Got it. Looks like it won't happen for a long time though. You know what? If I ever lost a streak, I don't think that would be the end of the vlogs. I would be really severely bummed, but I don't think I would ever be like I'm gonna quit because of that, I would probably, like I said, I'd just be really bummed. Calypso, same question. Do I ever sleep? Nope. You know that because I'm on Twitch pretty much all night. Kirsten, that's a cool name. Like how you spell it. Today is Mother's Day. What was your favorite memory with your mom? Also, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. It's very sweet. Okay, so I do have a really fun memory. I have a lot. My mom's really cool. So was my dad. But like one time, I remember this kid when I was younger was getting beat up by another kid in the neighborhood, and he had him. He was younger. He had him like face down in water, like a ditch, and I came over to stop it. And the kid like swung at me, and I went and I hit him in the jaw. First person I've ever really hit in a fight, and I broke his jaw. And I remember I felt terrible, obviously, but I also was really kind of happy I did it because he was beating up on this little kid, and you can't do that. But at the same time, violence doesn't solve violence, guys. Anyway, so the dad came over to our house. And he was kind of very aggro, and he came over telling my mom that she should raise me better, that I'm a horrible kid. And I've never seen my mom flip out on somebody. She flipped out and told the person to get out of the house, expletive, expletive. And it was one of those moments I was just clapping. I was like, damn, Mom, you're hardcore. But that was a really fun one. Serious question, Becca. I want to get a pet in my flat next year. Should I get a parrot, a black velvet leopard gecko, or a dog? Birds are loud, so probably not. A gecko is probably boring. It looks cool. A dog. I would have to say dog because it would love you the second you came home, and they're more fun. Kevin Lane, would you ever consider doing a video with Allie Speed to put an end to all the harassment videos, blah, 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 blah? Absolutely. Totally would. Is it necessary? No, but I figured I'd just throw that in there. Gloria Permimriel, what do you think about you guys starting to have kids? Or when do you think? And the answer to that, you know, we're going to do it soon, I'm sure. It's just the next step in our life. Right now, we just got married, so we're focusing on that. And then once we get that taken care of, like, get that taken care of. I mean, like, you know, once we establish something a little bit more for ourselves, and I think it's going to happen soon. It's just, you know, it's just the right time. When it happens, and I'm sure you guys will know. We don't know. I mean, it's gonna happen though, I promise. If it really matters that much to you guys. Alright, The Last Donut, which is a pink Simpsons sprinkled donut. What are some accomplishments that you are most proud of? Also, what are some of the current biggest goals that you have? Accomplishments. I mean, I've been very fortunate to be able to do a lot of things. I think some of the biggest ones was getting in the world record, you know, Guinness, getting Ripley's, going all over the world, playing in a platinum selling band, meeting all of you guys. Headlining Warped Tour is a huge one for me because I played it 2002, 2003, and sorry, I gotta get up there. And I was on a really like a homemade little dinky like stage, if you want to call it. It was on the ground, and I remember seeing all the bands, you know, on stage stages, and I was like, oh, one day I'll get there, and to be able to headline it is probably one of the coolest feelings. And when I go down to my office and see all the gold records and platinum records that we've gotten, I think those are huge accomplishments because I remember seeing my dad's gold record and his stuff that he has. And I was always like, you know, that'd be pretty cool to have, obviously. So that's what I would have to say. In short, there's a lot. By the way, I'm crushing this right now. I haven't screwed up. Actually, I screwed up a lot. Anyway, Allison Bennett. I've always wondered how you have always stayed so positive through the entire process of my YouTube career. Allison, I have my days, but I don't let it get to me. I try to look for humor. I have a very morbid sense of humor. As you guys know, when I was going through all the surgeries, both times, I had an uncomfortably morbid sense of humor that made my entire family very uncomfortable, but at the same time, it was good for me because I'm sure there's some people out there, but it was good for me because it allowed me to take away some of the seriousness. It's not for everybody, so I don't recommend it for everybody. It's all up to you. Sky asks, tips for traveling. Do it. Just do it. That's the only tip I would have to say. And make sure there's Wi-Fi if you need it. Mosquito repellent. That'd probably be a pretty good one, so I don't get dengue like my wife. What's the worst? What's the worst you've seen in Warped Tour porta potty? What's the worst could also be still ahead of me because this is the last Warped Tour run. Jordan, that's an interesting question. I've seen horrible things that I can never get out of my mind. Thanks for bringing it up. YouTube fan for life. What's the best part about marriage and not so good? What's the best part and not the best part? P.S. I love you guys. Best part, I get to spend my days with my beautiful wife and best friend. Not so good. I would say, there's always ups and downs when you're living with somebody every single day and working with somebody every single day. But I think Allie and I are very unique people. Like, if we get in arguments and get really mad at each other, which everyone does, I'm not going to pretend like, everything's 100% perfect all the time. We have arguments. And the thing is, with her and I, we don't stay mad at each other. So we'll be really, really pissed. And then we'll give it a few hours. She'll go do her thing. I'll go do my thing. And literally hours later, we're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. And like immediately we're able to just, do things for each other really quickly. So, I feel like there's, bad things about any marriage are probably arguments. Stoner38. What is the closest you've ever come to not getting a video out? Okay, so really quick, there's two of them. One, I was on tour in England and I was trying to get, if you guys have ever been to London and England, horrible internet. I'm sorry for those people over there, but you probably know what I'm talking about. It was on tour and it was a thrice final final tour show in London, and they invited all of us to go and hang out with them, and I couldn't go because I couldn't get the vlog to go up on the bus, which is even worse on overseas. And so I had to, I'm not even kidding, walk around London at night, not a good idea, with my computer in my hand trying to find Wi-Fi. I ended up having to find a hotel and buying a room that I'm not even going to stay at just so I can use their Wi-Fi. And that was probably the closest. But I got it up. Just cost a little money to buy a room. All right, Jacob, what's your favorite video game ever? Half-Life. Oster now. Charles, you've already done so many crazy things, but what is your next big bucket list item? You know what? That is a tough one to answer because I've been so privileged to do so many things that I never even thought I would be able to do. I kicked a shark. I didn't quite punch a shark. I skydived. You know what? I can't even imagine. I bungee jumped. I jumped off a building. I've done a lot of amazing things. You guys probably can list in the comments some of the things that are crazy that I've done. What was the most recent thing? I got attacked by a guard dog at an Air Force base. By a military guard dog. I wasn't not necessarily on my bucket list, but once I saw it, I had to put it on my bucket list. But if you guys think of any other crazy things that I've been able to do in the vlogs, let me know in the comments, because I like to look them up. All right, that's a good question. Ryan asks, what's the worst camera I've ever used? A flip minnow. Smuggo Ducko. What is the worst fan experience that I've ever had? There was this one fan, I'm going to say fan, but I've never really had an issue, but there's this one person that was incredibly rude to Allie years ago, and our sound guy heard it, and basically, I love him for it, basically reamed her a new butthole, and I'm going to say that just because if there's kids watching, and ended up kicking her out of the show, and she ended up coming back later at another tour and apologizing. Other than that, I really have never had a terrible experience with fans. You guys have always been so supportive, so sweet, and so amazing. And this is not me pandering. I'm honestly telling the truth. Ashley asks, what do you think your kids would think of your videos someday? I hope one day they'll think I'm looking pretty cool. Except if they look really far back and they see that stupid haircut that I've had. Even this is probably going to classify as a stupid haircut. KT, I went on a date and he gave me bronchitis. Should I text him back? Do it and go on another date and give him some time. Go on another date and give it right back to him. That's what I would do. Morbid sense of humor, remember? Kevin, Would you rather eat 5 pine cones or poop 1 whole pine cone? Interesting. Because if you eat 5 pine cones, you're technically going to probably eat 5-ish pine cones. I see, because they're going to be crunched up. You know what? I don't even know how to answer that. Probably eat them. Okay, Starla asked 3 pretty hilarious questions. How do you feel about the death count on Twitch? She's meaning because I have no game. You know, the new series, Charles Has No Game. As long as you guys laugh, I know I suck at video games, but that's the point. Are you going to stream tonight or tomorrow? After I'm doing this, I'm going to stream. So yeah. Any more merch coming soon? Actually, we're thinking about getting some new shirts and some new posters very soon. I think sorry, I had something in my mouth. It's one take, I'm not screwing it up. But I think we're gonna have some stuff coming out soon. We just re-released the hats, the dad hats. So if you go to ctfxcmerch.com, you can get those, and I think we have some posters left and maybe a few shirts. I know it kind of dwindled down, but if you go check it out, ctfxcmerch.com, go check out everything over there, and eventually we'll get some more. All right, Sydney asks, if Shane Dawson offered to help you in your channel like he did with Graveyard Girl, would you do it? And if so, what would you have? Would you have any concerns about it? If Shane wanted to do that, I would be forever thankful. I've known Shane for almost a decade now, and he's been doing videos just as long, if not longer, than I have. So if he was able to pump some life on some of his viewers, of course, I would love that and be forever grateful. But it's totally up to him, and I'm not gonna pressure him anything like that. I love the kid. Essie asks, how do you decide what moments to film and what moments not to? Is there any times that you're like, oh no, I shouldn't be filming this? If you've ever been on our tour bus, you would realize there's probably about a good 80% of, oh no, I probably shouldn't upload this. But I always film everything. I have like a hard drive. You guys see my hard drive of history. I like to call it the hard drive of history because things that I don't upload, I still have because they're cool memories. I can just go look. But there's a lot of, oh no, I should probably not be uploading this. That's a good question. Little Things asks, if YouTube was not my full-time job, what would I be doing? Bonus question, where would you have been? Where have you been? Both worked prior to YouTube. I would probably in the marketing field, because that's why I have like a communication marketing degree. I was a projectionist. Allie worked at a surf shop, which was a cool job. I've met everyone there. And yeah, I'd say still marketing in the YouTube realm. Tony, which one is the best Batman? Hands down, I don't care what anyone says, Michael Keaton. Okay, so this is the last one. What is the most interesting item of food that you have had in any other country or any country? I think it's called Durum. You can just Google it. It's the worst smelling fruit in the world. It's actually banned. It's in not Australia, Brazil, and it is literally banned from public areas. And then there was another thing called, not Durum, Bollock? No, it's not Bollock. Baruch or something like that. It's basically unfertilized duck eggs. No, chicken eggs. And it was probably the grossest thing I've ever. Without getting super gross, when you open it up, it tasted like chicken soup. But now, vegetarian Charles wants to go as I'm saying this stuff. But those were probably the most interesting, grossest things I've ever eaten. I've also, I hate to admit it, but I've had horse too when I was in Japan. Thing about that, I didn't know what it was. The guy was like, here, try this. I'm like, oh, okay, this is okay. I'll trust you. You know, you're awesome. You're a cool guy. And then afterwards, I swallowed it, and he goes, you just ate horse. I'm like, I was pissed. I really was pissed because I don't like horses, but at the same time, I don't want to eat a horse. And I don't want to eat any animal now because I'm vegetarian. All right, so that's all the questions. Wow, I just knocked that out on a one take. I am freaking proud of myself right now. Anyway, guys, if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I'm actually going to go take a nap because I just got off a flight after 2 hours of sleep and 36, close to 48 hours. So I will see you guys later. Thank you for subscribing and click that little bell, and have a wonderful, wonderful night. Bye guys. And we're off.